Hi guys, welcome to this week's Raw and Uncut. Say Chris.
Oh my, here we go.
Hi guys, welcome to this week's Raw and Uncut, and today we're going to talk about how and when is the right time to change your diet.
Look at that, pop, pop, boom,
Ding.
So, we had a question. We will try and stay on point, guys. We had a question asking us when do you know you should be reducing your calories or when you can change your diet and stuff like that. And I thought it was an awesome question because obviously we always talk about how losing weight is all about the amount of food that you're taking in. So if you've reduced your calories and then you've lost a certain amount of weight and then you hit that point where you don't seem to be losing anything, how do you know how much to reduce them by, and you know what you should do from there. So it's a good question. I thought it was a really awesome question, don't you think? So what would you guys do?
If you're in a deficit already, there's a few things you can do. Usually if you give someone a certain amount in calories, they'll always go over by at least 200, I would say.
What, a week?
A day.
So
So let's say you're in deficit, you're at 700 calories, and you go, most people will go over. It's natural because you don't count things like vegetables, unless you're literally to the T and you're literally got your scales out every single thing you eat, you're going to go over. So first thing I would do is make sure you're actually tracking properly. If you're not tracking your oils or your butters or your milk, then start tracking that. First thing I would do,
just to see how far over.
I would, if you're already in a deficit and you're still not losing weight, I would actually increase exercise or steps or
do that first. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, I
moving,
agree with both of you. You definitely need a more accurate, idea of what you're doing right now. I'm more of a fan of increasing activity. I'm all of a, feed the body, burn the fat. So rather than taking away from the body food-wise, it makes more sense to, because then that makes you hungry, doesn't it? Once you're hungry, you start craving.
A little bit lazy on MyFitnessPal. I've seen a few people do this recently. Is when they're putting the things in, they'll put. Let's say they have like cottage pie. They'll just put cottage pie in. They won't put in. I've had 200 grams of mince, 1 tin of chopped tomatoes. Literally just be lazy and
a big potato.
A big potato. They just put it in.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're being lazy or just because they haven't been educated on MyFitnessPal before, but there's a few things I would make sure you need to track everything you eat.
So unless it's a ready meal,
Yeah,
you need to put each individual
you should be
ingredient.
losing fat regardless of what exercise you do in a calorie deficit. You'll be losing fat even if you don't do anything. You sit on the sofa all day, you'll be losing fat. It depends how you're tracking. So if you're plateauing and you're looking on scales, you might not even be plateauing. You might just be looking on the scales and you might have had a heavy carbohydrate meal 2 hours before and you're holding a lot of water there. If you're dehydrated, you'll hold more water.
Yeah. Which doesn't make any sense, but effectively, if you're dehydrated, your body needs to have water on board, otherwise you die.
Like a camel.
So like a camel, yeah, basically.
So if you eat a carbohydrate meal, you're dehydrated, the body will take the water from the carbohydrates. It will be heavier.
So, yeah, just with regard to that, when you say about the scales changing, for every gram of carbohydrate you have, your body will hold on to about 4 grams of water. So that's 4 times the weight. Like it's directly related. If you've got a litre of water in you, you're going to weigh a kilo more because of the litre of water. But you also, if you've eaten carbs, like Chris just said, heavily before, you're going to hold on to a lot of that in the meantime as well. So what you're best off doing weight-wise is actually picking a day and a time where you weigh exactly the same time and day every time.
Yeah.
Because actually we'll be all over the shop anyway.
First thing in the morning, up on raising, maybe once a week.
Yeah.
No, don't weigh yourself every day because that's just ridiculous. Weigh yourself once a week, gives you a balance, and don't go just by your weight. You've got to go by your measurements as well. So measure your waist. So usually, always pick a point. Maybe you go across your belly button, and that's always going to be your point for your waist, and then your hips. Again, pick it at the widest point and measure them as well. Because if you haven't lost weight on the scales, but you've gone down 2 centimeters on your waist properly, it's not that you're breathing in or squeezing a tape tie out. You've lost some fat. Yeah. It's as simple as that.
I think you need to measure your actual fitness as well.
Steps, measure
fitness.
Yeah.
So if you've got fitter, that's also helping you mentally. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So we've established that if we've got a 98% accuracy on our tracking our calories, and then you've decided you've hit that plateau bit where you're in a deficit and you've been going quite well and you've been losing on average ½ pound to £1 a week, which is perfect. Then all of a sudden you just don't seem to gain that. You're at that crossroads where you've got 2 options now. You can either up your intensity, so do more work, do more steps, do more cardio, do more training, whatever it is, which we're a fan of doing first and then seeing how the body responds to that. Or if you're not able to, or for whatever reason you're just not doing that kind of intensity or training or whatever, then you can reduce your calories again. What would you reckon, guys? 100 calories a day?
Yeah.
I go 10%.
Yeah.
10%. You should be in a deficit. I always go 20%. And some people argue you should be 50 and 10%. I go 20%. Oh, brilliant. It's probably a nomination for the Devon's top trainer. I don't know.
Devon's top trainer. Who's been nominated for Devon's top trainer, mate?
I don't know.
If anybody's watching this, you can go to.
Can't now because it's
Oh, I see.
so
Really?
you can't.
So Chris was hoping to get
Don't vote.
top trainer. No, but ignore the phone. So what are you going to do? So these guys recommend 10%, maybe 20% when you first start.
20% first
If you're like, right, I've never done that before. This is part one. What I would like to do, what I would like you to do is, if your calories are, if you're get an establishment of what you're doing right now. So if you're eating 2,000 calories,
Can't eat, mate.
okay. If it's 2,000 calories, that's what you consume in a day. Then reduce that by 20%. Is that what you're saying?
If you're staying,
losing tracks,
if you're
just
staying,
training, mate.
if you're staying the same weight or whatever at the calories you're currently at, yeah, take what you're currently at and reduce.
So
it by
get a base
20%.
first and
Yeah.
then reduce by 20%.
Yeah.
So if you've been gaining weight, then you know you're eating too much. But before you go, all right, I'm going to cut out everything and go on a diet, just reduce what you're already eating by 20%. So that way then you're not going to feel like you're dieting. You're not going to go, I'm going from the foods I'm enjoying right now to eating lettuce and sniffing yogurts, right? You're literally going to go to eating food. So
the only reason why it doesn't work because of you, because you're not patient enough. You're not patient enough to see a result. So
All
if
diets
the
work.
if the diet don't work after a week, you probably give up because you haven't seen that scale move down. Scales aren't sensitive enough normally. So if you think a pound of fat loss a week, scales aren't sensitive enough to actually measure that. So if you're weighing something every single week, you're already set up to fail.
I think
You're not patient enough, you're not consistent enough to get a result. If you were patient and consistent, you'd get a result. Huh? So I'm Devon's training mate, so
What?
Devon's top training mate, so you
go ahead.
I think with regards to like obviously your food, it's not obviously all about your calories. Well, it is about calories, but people do go wrong when they sort of eat the same foods all the time. So they get bored and then they think, oh fuck it, I'll just go and eat a whole chocolate bar.
If you're that kind of person,
bleep that out.
so all right, when you have dieted in the past for shows and stuff, these guys never have, mate. They've never competed, so we'll ignore it for everything, right? But when we have, right, mate. So as competitive people, right? Did you eat the same food every day?
I was quite boring.
Yeah. So I ate the same food every day. How many weeks did you diet for, mate? 14. Yeah, I dieted for 20. Anyway, so that's because I was fatter than him. Simple as that, really. So and again, that's been really
person.
You start talking.
If you're a normal person,
Normal?
you wouldn't want to eat.
What's a normal person?
Normal.
No, definitely not normal. No. You're not normal.
I would involve spices and sauces.
Like your Nando's hot rub.
Nando's hot rub.
He loves this. Hey, that's that right into his mate.
Nando's have saved me because I was getting fucking bored of food.
Yeah.
So Nando's chicken, lemon herb.
So you guys have not competed. These guys have not competed, by the way. They've never competed. So as non-competing people have never competed. If you were to compete, let's face it not, but if you were to compete, would you eat the same foods or would you mix your food up?
I eat the same food anyway.
Yeah, we need it. Yeah, because
you're
you're just not normal. But you couldn't compete on spag balls, mate.
No, I think.
So if you were going to compete,
But like, if you look at me when I
Olympics,
food prep, I eat the same food every day.
so you
I
would
eat
do the
chicken
same.
and rice
You
every
would
day,
literally do the same thing. And what about you? Would you do the same thing as well?
I would if it was a certain amount of weeks. And obviously after that you really get bored.
Would you find it easy to do it? So like to do 14, 16 weeks of like literally getting up in the morning, egg whites, chicken, tuna, egg whites, chicken,
Not
tuna.
so
Would
it's not
you,
easy,
yes. Would you find it hard or would you? No, I don't find it hard at all.
I think it's different for males and females. So you've got to look at the physiology of male. It is that. If you think it is, isn't it?
Pig.
It's like men will lose 33% more than females.
Ooh.
Mark Donald.
Is it because of the gun?
Mark Donald saying.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Men are predominantly bigger, aren't we?
Yeah. We have more muscles, so we have our not better, faster,
slightly
more equivalent.
quicker.
Yeah.
So
slightly quicker.
If you're dieting with your husband or partner, and your partner's lost 5 pounds, you would have probably lost about 2.5.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
33% different. So if you compare yourself to your partner, then don't.
Yeah.
because they will always get better results.
That's why men will always lose weight. We're not necessarily talk about fat, but men will always necessarily lose weight more because of more muscle. More muscle, more metabolically active tissue, therefore they burn calories at a faster rate. Do you agree? Faster rate, better rate than females do.
Well, basically, they have more functional tissue to feed.
Yeah, because let's face it, we all know why that is. Because women are meant to be like, I don't mean it's literally meant to be, but they're designed to have babies. That's why your hormones are all the way you are. That's why you carry more body fat than you do. It's why you have breast tissue. We have because basically, they have babies. Men don't.
Yeah.
So we don't need all the extra fat. Because remember, fat is also produces hormones of its own.
If females want a six pack, then they have to sacrifice certain things. So like if you get down to a low body fat, then you're more often not going to have your period, you're not going to have the cycles.
Yep.
So looking at people, body power is a good one. We're going to body power tomorrow to go have a meeting, but there'll be knobs walking around.
Knobs?
Knobs.
Yeah.
Knobs walking around best.
Like this.
But we consistently prepare ourselves to that person. Like James Smith said, if you walk past a Ferrari, you don't go, oh, look at my Ford next to my Ferrari.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You don't compare yourself to other people's life. That's their job. That's what they do. That's what they get paid for.
There will be people who buy for body power. Just to walk around body power.
Yeah. They're prepared to use anabolic steroids to get in that condition.
Or smart.
You have to look at your lifestyle compared to theirs. Look at your lifestyle compared to theirs. All they've got to care about is themselves. That's their job. That's what they do. When you've got a family and you've got a wife and kids and a career,
job,
then unless you can see yourself changing your life completely for theirs and not just their, can you see yourself giving up your family, your career, just to get in their shape? Probably not. If you can complete yourself, if you can completely, you think you're going to change your life, then. But I don't think you will.
It's not, and again, there's nothing wrong with that. This is the thing that's been battered into this industry for so long that, if you're carrying weight and you're not getting where the result is because you're not doing extremeness and you're not taking your body fat levels down to six-pack level, and you're not. It's whatever makes you happy. So if you're happy wearing your swimsuit at the beach rather than your bikini, then there's nothing wrong with that. If you're unhappy and you're covering up because you're unhappy and it's your confidence and all that, then that's not a good thing. You should be doing something to change that. Not just so you can go strut your shit at body power or wear your bikini, but it should be about, am I physically happy with myself to wear whatever the fuck I want, where I want, anytime. Do you know what I mean? If it's not making you happy, then you shouldn't be doing it. That's what the only side of this industry that I don't like is that personal trainers, coaches, gyms, and all that make it a bad thing that you don't look like them, or make it a bad thing that you ain't ripped.
Look at us, for example. We're four people, all four different shapes, aren't we?
Yeah.
There's no one right or wrong shape to be in.
No.
You just have to be happy with where you're at.
Yeah, obviously you can tell I train, these don't. It's just it's just saying. Well, fucking look at you, skinny out bitch.
Yeah,
right. So do you know what I mean?
Fuck it.
But so to be. And that's it. It's about being happy in it. If you're not happy, you ain't gonna do it. So if you're waking up in the morning thinking, I'm gonna now eat bran flakes with just semi-skimmed milk on them, and then I'm gonna have my salad with nothing in it, no sauces on it, and then I'm gonna come home tonight and have my jack potato and a plain piece of chicken. Yeah, you're right. After 3 weeks, you're probably gonna want to shoot yourself in the head. If you're standing on stage, you've committed to stand on stage. You don't want to stand up in your underpants, being the fattest person on stage.
I think it's all about balance at the end of the day.
Of course it is.
You've got to fit everything in your lifestyle. Don't obviously deprive yourself.
So guys, you are more than welcome to post your questions. You are more than welcome to pop in. Just drop us a message. Look, you don't have to be, being a client, be a client, want to be a client. You don't have to do any of that. It's a genuine offer. Just message us, say, hey guys, do you mind if I come in and just ask a few questions? I want to know this, want to know that. We are always going to find time to sit with you and go through whatever it is you want to go through. No obligation, no sales pitch. You won't be sold anything. Just come and ask, just ask the question. Keep asking the questions. The question that was asked was an awesome question. How do you know when the time to reduce your calories? So I hope we've covered that for you. Anything else anybody wants to raise?
Nope. I'm going to shoot.
We will. Next week, when we do next round, we might have a good announcement, which will definitely help a lot of you guys out there. we'll know after tomorrow. Anyway, have a awesome
weekend.
Take care of yourselves and see you next week.
See ya.
Bye-bye.